Hello, hello, hello. Thank you so much once again for joining me. My name is still Brian. This is still my channel. And as I mentioned in my Haunted Sporkle episode last time around, I had an idea for a relatively spooky game I could be playing, given that I am still at the very, very spooky Stanley Hotel in Colorado. Specifically, this is Scarlet Hollow, which is a game that is still not fully complete as I understand it. It is kind of a visual novel-esque text-based adventure of some kind. I'll be honest, I don't know a whole lot about it, but I did see it had some horror elements. I did see that it had a tag of do not play or watch if you are squeamish or easily disturbed. So this is your heads up right now. We are all kind of venturing into this world together to sort of find out what we've got. And without further ado, I want to discover what this is about just as much as you all do. So let's go ahead and get started. Well, actually, let's get started in just a moment. I will say right off the bat, I believe that this is a 7-episode series or game. I know that according to their Steam page, they intend to release the last 2 episodes, 6 and 7, sometime in 2026. So I may try to slow play this one a little bit so that I don't immediately catch up. I know that right now the first 4 episodes are available in their entirety, so we're going to play at least part of the first one and see what happens. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started as we begin our adventure. Your name is, I'll say, Snowy Nerdy. There we go. I like that, I don't know. You live in the city of YouTube. That's my city name now. Let's see here. Select pronouns. I am, he, him. Does not impact gameplay, but good to know. Oh, 2 traits. Let's see what we've got. Extremely good looking, a natural flirt. Well, as I mentioned in the last episode, or in a previous episode, I don't do sexy. Empathetic with a keen knack for picking up small details. Well-read and rational. Possess a wealth of esoteric knowledge. I'm kind of tempted to use that one. Tough as nails. An imposing presence that commands the room. Ooh, see the threads of reality in ways others cannot. Aww! Animals can talk to you. A gift and a curse. Oh, that's sad. Let's see here. I'm not sure what we want to go with. Fast talker, you can read people and read the room. Book smart I want to go with because it just feels, I don't know, true to life. It's like the one thing that I've got going on for me. I really want to talk to animals. I'm nervous that it says it's a gift and a curse. And then I'm also curious about mystical, being strange and unusual, seeing the threads of reality in ways others cannot. People just like you probably because you're a good person. I'm tempted to do that one as well. But no, I'm between talking to animals and mystical. Oh my gosh. Okay, I know I gotta call it, and I gotta pick something, so... Oh, and I just realized I've got a sticker here that's no longer necessary. Which I realize is probably going to be at the beginning of my other episode, which is a whole thing and a half, but at this point it's a little late. Let's go ahead and do... talking to animal. Ugh. I'm tempted. Oh my gosh, this is so weird. Oh my god. You see this thread of reality in ways others cannot. No, I'm sticking. This was my call. I'm sticking with it. You jolt awake as the bus hits a particularly nasty bump. You feel like you'd only just managed to start drifting off, and now here you are, awake again and still exhausted. For a moment, you're hazy on the details of where exactly here is, confusing this bus with the many others that came before it. But as your mind continues to reassert its existence in the waking world, the past few days come back into focus. The long-lost cousin, the bad news, the 26 hours of bus rides with countless late-night stops and seedy depots that would have felt unsafe even in the middle of the day. You wouldn't normally find yourself traveling like this, but your cousin bought the tickets. The funeral of Pearl and Scarlet, your cousin's mother and your aunt, seemed like something you shouldn't ignore, even considering your own late mother's rocky relationship with this side of the family. Fortunately, the end of your long journey is in sight. You're almost in Scarlet Hollow. Hey, that's the name of the game. Uh, so I'll say right off the top of right off the bat, I am not a voice actor, but I'm gonna do my best. So anyway, as I was saying, oh no, he's still here. He's been sitting next to you for the past 5 hours, talking at you without pause. You're not sure you even stopped when you started to doze off. At first you thought he was just being friendly, but that was several hours of one-sided conversation ago. I was up in Maryland looking for work, but mostly messing around because I was a dumb teen. Same and same. Me and my buddies were doing our usual prank stuff. You know, pushing joggers into the harbor, that sort of thing. Classic. Yeah, here we go. Wait, what? Dude, what's wrong with you? Hell yeah, that sounds awesome. Why are you talking to me or remain silent? Let's go. Wait, what? Wait, what? Yeah, you know, teen stuff. So this girl comes up to us, swinging her purse, yelling about how she was going to call the cops or whatever. It was hilarious. She actually hit my friend, and he said it hurt a lot. So I guess she really was mad and not just playing. But she kept swinging, and soon enough she lost her balance and fell into the harbor all on her own. We didn't even have to push her. We had a good laugh and fished her out, and her phone got soaked so she couldn't call the cops on us. We wound up hanging out all day. She kind of became my girlfriend after that. We've been on and off for about a year, so it's pretty serious. Though about 5 months ago, she tried to break up with me, like, for real, and geez, you ever get so mad you just want to, like, kill somebody? Oh, I don't want to threaten right off the bat. What's wrong with you? Oh, okay, here. I kind of feel like killing some... That's gonna shut down the conversation. Let's smile and pretend he didn't just say that. I knew you'd get me. We understand each other. Somebody trying to break your heart, that changes a person. Makes them want to do things they never thought they'd want to do. I honestly could have killed that woman. Huh. Anyway, she's giving birth to our son right now. So I'm trying to get up to Virginia to be there for it. But I don't know if I'm, like, into that stuff, so I might just wind up on a bus to New York or something instead. I've always wanted to go there. Have you thought about... I mean, I am book smart, so I might as well use this option. Maybe it would help if you talked with someone about these feelings. Someone professional? I'm not licensed or anything, but seems like you might have a personality disorder. Might be worth looking into. Nah, I don't need to do that kind of stuff. But strangers are the best therapists. I feel a lot better after talking to you. Anyways, where do you say you were headed? I didn't. Scarlet Hollow, just a small town. Scarlet Hollow. I don't think he'll know what that is, but let's let him tell me. Oh, he does know. Oh, the holler, huh? That's what they call the hollows up in the mountains, you know. I had a couple buddies who went up there to work in the mine. There's a coal mine up in the holler, you see, and there's always a job listing or two on the boards around here. I've never wanted to do that kind of thing myself. I like my lungs the way they are, thanks, but my buddies got desperate enough to try it. I haven't heard from them in a while now that I think about it. I should see if they're on Facebook, see how they're doing up there. Hope they didn't die. He looks back at his phone, for once focused on something other than you. Finally. Oh, this is me. It was lovely meeting you. Hope you don't get too bored without me around to talk to. Here, I have something for you. The stranger rifles through his pack before presenting you with a dripping bag of peanuts. That's the gift that I always give people I just met. Here, have a bag of peanuts. They're boiled peanuts. I got them at a gas station a few buses back. I noticed you haven't eaten much, so I figured you could use them more than me. Plus, they dripped all over my bag, so I don't want to carry them anymore. Tip. Sometimes picking a dialogue option establishes new facts about who you are. Interesting. So I can... I'm assuming that basically means, like, I can say, I love boiled peanuts, and suddenly that's part of my character. No thanks, screw you and screw your peanuts. I'm actually allergic to peanuts, or eat the peanuts. I'll take the peanuts. Give me your nuts. Thanks. You're welcome. And with that, I leave you. Safe travels, friend. Okay, so he's gone. And just like that, the stranger's gone. Maybe you can finally get some sleep. Next stop, Scarlet Hollow. End of the line. Almost there. Okay. The bus finally comes to a stop, its brakes squealing as it deposits you in front of the Scarlet Hollow bus station. The sign at least reads bus station, but calling it that feels disingenuous. At best, it's a kiosk. Though for a small town like this, you're amazed there's so much as a road, let alone a bus that drives on it every week. The driver quickly shuts the doors behind you and starts the engine, kicking up dust clouds as he pulls away, eager to leave you and this place behind. Hey, Snowy Nerdy! You instantly recognize the worn young woman from the few public photos on her Facebook page. She's your cousin Tabitha, and she looks annoyed to be here. I have the nuts, so let's offer her the nuts. Want some peanuts? I got them from the bus. You hold out the dripping bag, offering it to your cousin. Maybe not the best gift. What? Put those away. Why would I want your wet peanuts? Now come on, let's go. I don't want to spend any more time down here than I have to. Your cousin turns and motions to an old BMW parked near the bus kiosk. You follow her, clambering into the dusty relic. Eventually, there we go. It doesn't take much driving before the only signs of civilization are the car you're in and the road you're on. Tabitha maintains an icy silence as she focuses on the road. Tip: dialogue options labeled Explore can usually be taken without advancing the story. They can impact relationships and unlock additional story paths, so choose carefully. Okay, so I can't believe we never met before. I guess we're both members of the Dead Moms Club now, huh? How are you holding up? Fine. You know you can talk to me. I don't want to lecture about bottling grief. You know you can talk to me, right? I know we only just met, but you know I went through something similar with my own mom, so if you ever need a vent, I'm good. Okay, so I don't want to do the Dead Moms Club thing. That just sounds so blasé. So, the funeral, it's on Sunday, right? Yep, like I told you. Have you worked out all the details yet? Taken care of. Don't need any help. I can't believe we never actually met before this. You have your mom to thank for that. Or had, I guess. Haha, they really want to foist this Dead Moms Club option on me. I don't know about that. Is there bad blood between us? All I know is my mom left and she was mad at this side of the family. But I don't know much besides that. Your cousin stares straight ahead, her expression icy. Alright, let's remain silent. You decide to sit in silence with your cousin as the car eases up the steep mountain road. And here it is, the Scarlet Estate. Though it's seen better days, its crumbling elegance is not lost on you. Someone used to cramped apartments in gray cities. Your mother told you about this place many times before she passed, always with an anger burning beneath her words. The faded majesty you once imagined doesn't quite compare to what's in front of you. A jarring blend of opulence and ruin. As you stare at it perched on the crumbling cliffside, you can't help but feel it's something that should have been left to rot a long, long time ago. You're hit with a blast of dusty air as you step across the threshold and into the foyer, or foyer if you prefer. Everything in this room has been here for much longer than you've been alive, each object cemented in place with layers of dust and cobwebs. You can hear doors creak on their hinges and the aches and moans of ancient floorboards as the house itself sways in the wind. Welcome to our family's humble estate. Unfortunately, due to the current state of the house, only a few rooms will be safely accessible during your stay. I wouldn't go wandering anywhere else if you value your limbs. The floors have been known to give out. If you know what's good for you, you'll stick to your room, your bathroom, and the kitchen. And always, I guess. But only the hallways you need to use to get to those places. I'll show you around so you know where it's safe to walk. You can leave your bags here for the time being. Let's flex my knowledge. Biltmore Estate. The architecture here is breathtaking, chateau-esque style reminiscent of the Biltmore Estate. Color me marginally impressed. I didn't have you pegged as cultured. Believe it or not, this estate actually predates the Biltmore by nearly 3 decades. It used to be the crown jewel of the region. But times change and the attentions of the masses are ever so fickle. Shall we begin the tour? Follow me. You put your bags down and follow Tabitha through a long, dusty hallway. She delicately steps over holes and tears in the floor, and you do your best to trace her steps. Kitchen. On Wednesdays, a woman from town comes in and does the cleaning. Her name is Janie. I wouldn't recommend socializing with her. She'll talk your ear off. If you need any food, there's fixings for peanut butter and jelly. Well, I've got practice having my ear talked off thanks to that bus stranger. Don't touch my mac and cheese or my ice cream. Those are off limits. Oh, and you can also access the garden through here, but it's pretty wild, so I wouldn't if I were you. Tip: some explore options prevent you from taking others. Choose carefully. Makes sense. Oh my gosh, there's so many options. What if I want ice cream? Is there someone in town to buy food? Awesome, I love PB&J. Have you ever actually seen that happen, or does someone just say they didn't leave? Is there somewhere in town to buy food? I might want to eat something other than PB&J this week. I mean, Snowy Nerdy might. I personally wouldn't. Is there somewhere in town we can get groceries? Well, aren't you fancy? Yeah, there's a general store. There's also a diner. I usually order my food in bulk online, so I wouldn't be going with you. Oh, general store? How very folksy. Let's just say sweet thanks. Cool, good talk. Let's see. Someone clean? It's nice. It's a kitchen. Cool. Alright, what's next? Bathroom. Follow me. Great, it's been hours since I've gone. As the two of you leave the kitchen, you pass by a tuxedo cat sitting on the countertop. That's a cat. I can talk to animals. Don't try to pet Frou Frou. If she wants to be pet, she'll let you know. Ne me parle pas, which is cat for don't talk to me. Right? I think that's the official language that cats use. No actual people use a language like that. Let's see if I can impress her. Oh, you speak French. That requires... Oh, take a menu option that requires 2 traits. So I guess I needed to both speak speak to animals and be book smart. Your French is terrible. Disgusting. How dare you defile my language with your clumsy American tongue? Haha, very funny. Her name sounds French. Stop wasting my time and let's finish the tour. You once again follow Tabitha through a long, dusty hallway. Maybe after a few nights, it'll get easier to navigate these spaces, but for the time being, you feel lucky to have not fallen through the floors. Guest bathroom. Not much to show. It's a bathroom. I'll wait outside. Do what you must if you must. It is a wretched bathroom. Piles of junk sit untouched in the corners of the room, and mystery stains paint the floor. I don't want to lie. Who exactly uses this bathroom? Guests? Oh, thanks. Very helpful. Are you sure the toilet works? Yes. Why wouldn't it? The water bills get paid, therefore the toilet works. Now do your business so we can move on. Sigh. Okay. That's the spirit. Let's lift the toilet seat, see what's in there. Scram, fellas, the jig is up! Alright, definitely worth talking to animals. I mean, if they've already scared, why not use the facilities? Toilet is the toilet. Sure, it could be cleaner, but your business needs to do it, and this is as good a place as any. You do what you must and rejoin your cousin out in the hall. Next up, guest bathroom. Last stop on the tour. Follow me. You and Tabitha briefly return to the foyer before climbing the stairs and reaching the guest room. The room smells old. Dust, mildew, wood rot, it has it all. A week of sleeping in this place might give you permanent lung damage. This is where you'll be staying. The linens are fresh. I had Janie wash them last week. I had to endure a half-hour rant about her kid to get her to do it, so you better be grateful. The closet's full of old family stuff, so you can't hang your clothes up, but you can sure use the dresser. It should be empty. The room is amazing. What a dump. Seems a little dusty. See, it seems a little... You spend a moment searching for the right word. Dusty. Wow, sorry I'm not giving you the 5-star hotel treatment you so desperately seem to need. You can dust it yourself if you care so much. Who used to sleep here? When? This house is almost 150 years old. Many people have slept here. And now you'll sleep here, carrying on the fine tradition of bedrooms being slept in. I guess I'll start to get settled. Follow me. I'll take you back to the foyer so you can collect your belongings. This concludes our tour. I'm afraid I must return to my duties, so you'll have to entertain yourself for the rest of the day. Don't expect to see much of me. Tips and dialogue options will open additional conversation paths, some right away and others down the line. Well, again, book smart. I want to stick with the skills that I took. Is there a library in the estate? I couldn't bring too many books with me, and I'm not sure what else I should do with my time. There is, but as I said earlier, most of this building is off limits. And the library is in the west wing, which is extra off limits. You're better off heading into town. I'm pretty sure there's a library there. Let's see here. Where are you going? To work. Somebody has to pay the bills around here. What kind of work do you do? I run the coal mine. Same as every Scarlet who came before me. Okay, so we already learned a little bit about the coal mines. Except for you and your mom. It requires a lot of time and concentration, so I'd appreciate it if you didn't keep me for long. I didn't know we owned a coal mine. We don't own the coal mine. I own the coal mine. Your side of the family forfeited any claim to it years ago. Hashtag girl boss. Can I come watch? What? No, the mine is dangerous. I can't babysit you and do my job. Hashtag girl boss. Damn, I can't believe you're only in your 20s and already running a coal mine. Wow, she does not look like she's in her 20s. I would have said either 40s or unhappy 30s. Talk about hashtag girl boss. Don't patronize me. I know you have nothing to your name, Snowy Nerdy. I got an achievement for this. Yay! Any other inane questions before I leave? Are you sure you're okay? You seem kind of upset. I'm fine. I just need to get back to work. I won't keep you. We should hang out when you get back. We'll see. There's a lot that needs to get done this week. Your cousin leaves through the front door. And now it's just you. You and this sprawling, decrepit estate. Ooh. I don't want to go straight to the Forbidden Wings. That sounds like a good way of getting me killed. PB&J sounds great right now. Let's go have a PB&J. You're back in the kitchen, ready to craft a beautiful peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It's a daunting task given the state of the place, but the aggressive growls of your stomach outweigh your fear of food poisoning. To get started, you'll probably need to find some peanut butter, some jelly, bread, a plate, and a knife. Let's approach Frou-Frou. I don't know if she'll have any information. Frou-Frou hisses as you draw near and remains firmly in place. You might want to talk to me, but I don't want to talk to you. Go away. Can I offer you my boiled nuts? You extend your arm and offer Frou-Frou your bag of boiled peanuts as a token of peace. I feel like we got off on the wrong foot. Want some boiled peanuts? Mon Dieu! No! Fine. Almost as rude as actual French people. Do you know what's in the sealed off part of the estate? Nosy, aren't you? But of course I am not surprised. You seem to enjoy poking your head where it doesn't belong. If you won't take the hint, I suppose I'll have to take things into my own hands. Frou-Frou lunges at your hand and bites you hard. You back away. Alright. Let's search fridge, pantry, and cabinets are probably what I need to get food here. As you approach the fridge, your eyes catch a note taped to the door reading, Janie, stay out, in all caps. Below it, in separate handwriting, are the words, okie dokie. You open the fridge. You already feel a deep urge to wash your hands, even though you have yet to touch anything other than the handle. Let's take the jelly. You reach for one of the unopened jars of grape jelly, carefully checking its expiration date. You breathe a sigh of relief when you realize it's recent. This was either purchased specifically for you, or jelly is one of the few things in this kitchen Tabitha actually uses. All you need now is a plate, a knife, bread, and some peanut butter. Better close this fridge and keep looking. I'm tempted to grab the ice cream, but she told me not to do that. I want to be a good guest. You return to the kitchen, closing the fridge behind you. Alright, so search the fridge. Let's search the pantry. Tabitha sure loves her mac and cheese. Let's take the peanut butter. The king of nut butters. And only 3% of each jar is mashed up cockroaches. Hey, that's a bargain according to the FDA. All you need now is a plate, a knife, and some bread. And luckily there's bread right here. How convenient. You pick up one of the non-moldy loaves of bread. Great. One step closer to a satisfying snack. The only things you need now are a plate and a knife. Man, I did not anticipate the first puzzle I do as part of this game to be putting together a sandwich. You close the pantry door as best as you can and turn back to the rest of the kitchen. Alright, and I think the last thing I need to search was the cabinets here. The cabinet must be where Tabitha keeps the dishware and, oddly enough, the utensils. Let's grab a plate and a butter knife. You grab those. This is the last ingredient you needed to make your PB&J. Time to get to work. Can I examine things? It reads, I was blown away at Blowing Rock, North Carolina. So your aunt and cousin, wow, pronounced it aunt and aunt. I can't even be consistent about it. Your aunt and cousin actually traveled sometimes, even if it was only a few hours from the estate. Maybe you can route your return trip through Blowing Rock. It might be nice to see the local sights before heading home. Let's examine the shot glass. It reads, I survived Deb's 50th. Your aunt's name was Pearl Ann, so this wasn't from her 50th. From the few stories you've heard from your mom, Pearl Ann wasn't the type to have kitschy friends who gave out themed shot glasses at their birthday parties. Alright, let's close the cabinet and get to the important work. Make that PB&J! Despite the state of this horrendous kitchen, you have successfully combined your 3 ingredients to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Congratulations! You can feed yourself! Achievement unlocked. Hey, it is an achievement unlocked. Look at that. A job well done. All of that hassling took you less than a minute to eat. The rest of the day lies in front of you. Let's check out the garden. This garden was reclaimed by the wilderness long ago. It might not be very safe, but who's to stop you from venturing deeper? I don't remember if she said not to explore that or not. Let's explore. You wander further into the garden. It's quiet out here. Oh, thanks for that information. Return to the kitchen. You head back inside and close the door behind you. Fridge, pantry, cabinets. I'm done here. Congratulations, you've eaten and have a full day ahead of you. What do you want to do next? Let's head to town. There's not much left for you to do here other than head out and explore the town. You do just that. If you'd have known you'd wind up having to walk all the way back to town, you probably would have just asked Tabitha to leave you at the bus stop, especially with how unhappy she seemed to see you. Sorry, moving my camera a little bit. If only you could wipe the slate between the two of you clean and bury some of the tension. Though maybe her mother's funeral isn't the best time for something like that. Then again, maybe it's the perfect time. Continuing down the path. It's really pretty out here. Continuing down the path. Finally, you made it back to town. I had to continue down the path twice. The holler, as that guy on the bus called it, has probably seen better days. It still has the feeling of an idyllic country town, but its sidewalks are cracked and many of the store fronts are boarded up, their windows dusty with age. A chill breeze sweeps down the lane, and you shudder, suddenly feeling as if you're peering into a grave. Oh, there's a dog! Gretchen, come back! Quit bothering strangers! Why, I do declare! Who is this stranger, and why does he smell... And why does he smell of peanut butter? Sorry about that. Gretchen can be very slippery when she wants to be. She loves to get loose and cause havoc. Will you take my nuts, Gretchen? You whip out the bag and hold it in front of Gretchen. Why, yes, of course, I most certainly do. Aw, that's sweet of you, but those are probably way too salty for my little Gretch. It's nice to meet you, Gretchen. I'm Snowy Nerdy. My, oh my, I can't remember the last time I met a newcomer who was so wonderfully polite. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Snowy Nerdy. Ha, that's a funny way to introduce yourself. I'm Stella. It's not often I see a strange face in the holler. Every now and then there's a new crop of coal folks, but you don't look dusty enough for that. You aren't in town for the funeral, are you? The Scarlet funeral? Yep. I just got into town today. Wow, I didn't think there would be anyone else coming. Are you staying with Tabby? How's she holding up? Upon mention of your cousin, Gretchen mutters under her breath. One of these days I'll get that Tabitha to pet me. I haven't seen her since Pearl Land passed. Or for a while before that, now that I think about it. I'm sorry, did you say Tabby? I can't imagine Tabitha ever going by something so bubbly. She did back when I knew her better. It's been a while. I hope she's okay. I'm worried about her too. She's always been a little rough around the edges, but I figured she'd probably be having a rough go of things. She and her mom were really close. To think she's been up in that old mansion all by herself. It'll probably be good for her now that you're staying there, even if she doesn't think so herself. How long have you known her? Are you two friends? She's really not worth your time. How long have you known her? Oh, quite a long time. The town's really small, so everybody's known everybody else as far back as they can remember. Tabby and I got a little close when we were both in the school's production of A Midsummer Night's Dream. I was Puck and she was Mustard Seed. As you might have expected, she was more than a little prickly, but I managed to soften her up a bit in the end. But then she graduated, and that was that. I haven't seen that girl or her horrible little cat since I was middle-aged. Oh, before it slips my mind, if you're staying up in that spooky old mansion, you must have met the Frou-Frou. How does that monster fare? I will pet her if it's the last thing I do. That sounds like you and Frou-Frou have a history. Wait, what? Are you messing with me? You can't actually talk to my dog, right? Alas, you have discovered my dark and terrible secret. I can talk to animals, and animals can talk to me. Your dog sounds like a Southern belle when she talks. Hey, I got the accent right. Well, I mean, I might not be getting it right, but I did pick the right accent for her. Whether I'm actually pulling it off is another question. Haha, yeah, of course you're joking. You and Stella maintain silent, awkward eye contact. Well, next time you see that devil, please send my regards. And do let her know that not only do I still draw breath, but that I very much still plan to outlive her. Oh, if you just got to town, you must be starving. I was just on my way to the diner for a coffee, and they've got amazing biscuits. My treat. I mean, so many options. Guess I'm gonna go have some biscuits. The pleasant aroma of greasy breakfast food hangs heavy in the air. In contrast with the empty, lifeless atmosphere of the family estate, the diner is filled with the comforting din of human life. All of which grinds to a sudden halt as the patrons realize that a stranger has entered the establishment. Hi, hey everyone, I'm Snowy Nerdy, just in town for the funeral. Before anyone can respond, you and Stella casually slide into a booth, pretending the whole town didn't just gawk at you like a sideshow attraction. Folks around here don't meet many strangers as is, and with who you're related to, well, let's just say you'll be the talk of the town for a while. Hey Stella, I went ahead and fixed you up a coffee. They gracefully place a cup of specially brewed coffee in front of Stella. Aw, shucks, thanks, Avery. And here's some bacon for the little lady. For me? For me? Gretchen sniffs the bacon and digs in. Tip, you can hit the H button on your keyboard to hide the text box at any time. You know, in case we wanted to have a look at Gretchen going ham on that bacon. Going ham on the bacon. That was not intentional, but I do appreciate it. Anything for you? I'm just offering everybody my nuts. Isn't bacon bad for dogs? You deny me my pleasures? What is and isn't good for a lady's health is none of your business. Gretchen's like one of those 110-year-old ladies who's had a daily glass of wine her whole life. So why stop now? Maybe it's been the secret to her longevity. Anyways, don't worry. I always keep an eye on her diet, and we make sure only to give her the leaner cuts. I haven't decided on an accent for Avery. I gotta go in a sec. Want anything while I'm still here? You want my nuts? No thanks. I shouldn't take gifts while I'm on my shift. Anything I can get you, though? Man, nobody wants my nuts! Come on, somebody take this. I'll take a biscuit and a coffee. I heard they were really good. Best in the county. Avery pours the fragrant brew into the empty mug in front of you. They linger after pouring your coffee, turning to you nervously. Oh, and I'm sorry for your loss. Before we have the chance to respond, they're gone. Glad you took my... Oh, sorry, that's Gretchen's accent. Glad you took my advice with the biscuit. You won't regret it. You know, if you ever want to get rid of those peanuts, there's a trash can right by the door. There is also always my mouth if you ever find yourself looking for an alternative receptacle. Anyways, the funeral's not till Sunday, right? That gives you quite a bit of time to slum around town. I'm trying to think if there are any cool events going on this week. There's always the reading adventure at the library, which is supposed to be for little kids, but I do it every month anyway. Oh, and I'm pretty sure Avery's throwing a party Saturday night, so that's a fun thing to look forward to. And there's the weekly Sunday potluck. That should be right after the funeral, too, so it'll be a special occasion. I'm sorry, did you say reading adventure? Haha, yeah. Oscar's all about keeping things on theme, so this month it's a bunch of ghost stories. Ooh, for a potentially spooky game. Very appropriate. I think he's calling it Spooky Spookies. You know, like how a ghost would say it. Oh my god, that's perfect! Cool, we should check it out this week. But that's really just an afternoon. Any idea for what you want to do the rest of the week? How's the general selection at the library, outside of the reading adventure stuff? It's great! I spent a lot of time there myself. In fact, I was working in the library most of the morning. I ran into you just as I was leaving. Oscar does a great job stocking the place. Once he gets to know you, he'll compile these big lists of books he thinks you'd like. And he's always right. You might as well label the sections by townsperson. For me, it's a bunch of books on cryptids and weird supernatural stuff. He manages to track down some really rare sources. Before Stella can finish, Avery returns, biscuit in tow. Is there nothing else coming for me? Gosh, if I'd known that plate of bacon would be my main and only course, I would have waited before digging in. Here's your biscuit. Winnie says it's on the house. She sends her condolences. What do I look like, a shirt? No, I'm not going to be rude. You didn't have to do that. It looks great. No worries, hope you enjoy it. Wink. You pick up the biscuit. It's delicate and fluffy, and nearly crumbles at your touch. Buttery warmth emanates from its surface. Geez, this is a really intricate description of biscuit. Now I want one. You take a bite, and it melts in your mouth as if it was nothing but butter suspended in a thin matrix of dough. Truly, this is a perfect biscuit. I've had better. Whoa. This is a really good biscuit. Wow. Wow. I'm so glad you like it. Avery lingers at the table for a moment. So, has Stella mentioned she's famous? Oh, Avery, I'm not famous. Look, if you're gonna go ahead tooting your own horn, if you're not gonna go around tooting your own horn, you know I'm gonna do it for you. Stella sighs. I'm a YouTuber. Hey! Probably have like at least 20 whole followers. Wow. What kind of videos do you do? She hunts cryptids. You should really check out her channel, Snowy Nerdy. It's amazing. Well, you should check out my channel, but I don't get the chance to say that. I think the best video to start with would be that river one. Not the lake, but, you know, the controversial one. Oh yeah, the Catawba River Runner. I didn't expect much out of that footage at the time, but it wound up being my most popular video by far. So I'm trying to... Out of game now, I'm trying to get like a glimpse of like the setting. So Catawba, I think, is like a tribe in like the Carolinas. And then we know Gretchen has a like Southern Belle accent, but we've also mentioned going to Maryland and Virginia. So I guess we're somewhere on the East Coast here. I'm not sure exactly where Scarlet Hollow is, though. So the River Runner is a cryptid that's only known from a single sighting. 2 Boy Scouts thought they saw something big and weird in the Catawba River. And that's all I had to go on. But then I wound up catching this on camera. Stella pulls out her phone and shows you a clip of something in a river. The size and shape of the creature's body tells you it's likely a predator, and it's definitely not a wolf. You seem to recall that mountain lions used to live up here. Who's to say if there aren't a few left? Some folks said it was a beaver, but if that was the case, it'd be at least twice the size of any beaver I've seen. I also had people saying it was a dog or even a capybara that must have escaped from a local wildlife sanctuary. It was a mountain lion. I could smell its stink from miles away. I'm still not sure what it was, and I'm the one who saw the thing with my own 2 eyes. Couple of mountain lions. Definitely want to bring up that it's a mountain lion, but let's use Booksmart here. Maybe it's a mountain lion. It's definitely got that predator shape and size, and there used to be a population in North Carolina. Maybe that's where we are. No way. It's absolutely not a mountain lion. There are no mountain lions left this far east. I did a whole video on the Appalachian mountain lion myth and found Jack squat. And there's no reason one would be swimming in the river like this. They're not fans of water. And the body is too long. No way. Personally, I'm a fan of the capybara theory. Since it's not like any local sanctuaries were missing one, but there's always people keeping exotic animals as pets. Or sure, it's not like any sanctuaries. Kind of a sewer gator type situation. Exactly. Some exotic pet owner set it free, and now it will forever roam the Catawba, confusing Boy Scouts and YouTube commenters for years to come. So, speaking of things I was doing around town, I was actually planning on filming this week's video tonight. I was wondering if maybe you'd want to tag along, and now you're in a video of mine, sucker! It's a pretty easy one this week. We wouldn't even have to camp anywhere. I'm gonna go after the... Wait, no spoilers. Whoops, sorry, Avery. It's okay. I should probably get back to it instead of standing around chatting with friends. See y'all around. Now that the coast is clear, I'm going after Skunk Ape. Doesn't Skunk Ape live in Florida? Oh, you know your stuff, don't you? I knew you'd make a great partner. It mostly lives in Florida, but there have been sightings as far north as Virginia. While I was doing my research for last week's video, I came across a report where a lady from a town over claimed to have seen one on her desk playing tug-of-war with her dog. And as I leave no stone unturned, I decided it was worth investigating. So what do you say? Want to tag along? Hold the camera for me while I narrate against the darkening sky? That sort of thing? Is Gretchen going to be there? That depends. Are you going to be there, Gretchen? Oh, naturally. I wouldn't want any misfortune to befall my beloved Stella. I must stay by her side through thick and thin, however odd her passions may be. Of course, it's actually been a while since I've had anyone but Gretchen out there with me. Say no more. I'm in. This is going to be a lot of fun. I actually started the channel with a couple buddies of mine back in middle school, so it'll kind of be like a blast from the past. Me and Kanika and Reese running around in the woods, flipping over rocks and bothering salamanders. Our videos were terrible, but we had a lot of fun, and that's all that mattered to us. Again, samesies! You know, that gets me thinking. I wonder if they'd be down to come along with us. Get the old gang back together. Though I guess Kanika has to close out the general store tonight, so I'm pretty sure she's a no-go. But Reese, I think there's a decent chance we could get him to come out of his hidey hole if he's up for it. Do you mind if I make a quick call? Stella pulls out her phone and dials it, waiting while it rings. Reese! Dude, what's up? Feels like it's been forever. Pause. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. Do you want me to come by or... Pause. Okay, if you're really sure, but if you change your mind... Pause. Oh, I was just calling to ask if you wanted to come out to the woods tonight. I met somebody cool in town today. He's Tabitha's cousin. I know! Yeah, just here for the week. Anyway, we're going out to look for Skunk Ape. Pause. We could take the easier trails if that would help. Pause. Dang, man, that sounds awful. I hope you take it easy tonight. I'll swing by sometime this week and we can have a more low-key hang. How's that? Pause. Haha, yeah, I'll bring him. Talk to you soon. Bye, bud. Pause. Reese, there's always been something off about that boy. I never did like the smell of him. Looks like it's just you and me, pal. Did he ask you to bring me to his house? Why? He's excited to meet you, of course. I think you'll find most folks in town are. What's his deal? He's not feeling well, that's all. He's had a lot going on in the past, 10 years or so? But I feel like it's gotten a lot worse recently. I can't remember the last time I saw him leave his house. Oh well, it's not my place to talk about, really. I just got a little excited thinking about having him along again. He's hilarious. You would love him. We should swing by his place sometime this week. That'd be nice. I'd love to meet your friends. Awesome. I'll make it happen. He's definitely the trickier one to meet. Kanika's much easier to track down, since she's at the general store basically every day. But friendship can wait. We've got a skunk ape to hunt. So we should probably head out if we want to make it up the mountain before it's too dark. Come on, let's blow this popsicle stand. You pause before getting up. Maybe it's time to make a good first impression. It's telling me to leave a good first impression. Let's leave a generous tip. You reach into your pocket and pull out a crumpled $5 bill. You know, it's a bit more than one would expect to get for such a short dining experience, but you might as well share the wealth while you've got it. I hope there isn't like a scene later in the game where it's like, you need $5 to pay off the killer and not die, but you spent it tipping, so now you're going to get killed. That sucked. You smooth out the bill before placing it on the table, inconspicuously. Oh, that's awesome of you. Avery will appreciate that, I'm sure. Stella turns to leave the dino with you following close behind. Ooh, nice overlook there. It hadn't been very cold when you first arrived in town, but as the sun dips closer and closer to the horizon, a chill descends upon the hollow, and you see your situation with renewed clarity. You're in a new place, far from civilization and the people you know, following someone you just met into a dark forest in search of monsters. You feel more alive than you've been in years. The fall breeze passing through the leaves, the orange hue of the setting sun painting the horizon, the promise of excitement ahead. It's been a while since you felt this in the moment, this present. The world around you feels almost magical. Were a mythical creature to actually manifest in front of you, it would fit perfectly in this world. Gotta love this brisk fall weather. This past summer was the hottest on record. Since last year, at least. I mean, yeah. Thanks, global warming, now every summer is the hottest on record. You know how it is. Each summer is the hottest yet until the next summer, which always finds a way to be so much worse. Again, Stella and I are just mind melding here. We are just on the same page. YouTubers, similar dour senses of humor about the environment. I am vibing with this woman. It's just nice to feel a chill in the air and see the leaves change. Normalcy is restored, if only for a moment. Sorry if that was a bit of a bummer. We should talk about something more fun, like skunk apes. Ooh. Let's see here. Do you ever hunt things that aren't cryptids? Ghosts, demons, werewolves, that sort of thing? Yeah, for sure. I used to go after all sorts of spooky stuff. I never had much luck, though, especially when it came to ghosts. I wonder why especially. But back when I first started doing solo videos, I'd go into all sorts of old abandoned buildings, hoping I'd stumble across some sort of activity. But nothing ever happened. It was always just me and my camera in an old house, getting worked up over a gust of wind or creaky floorboard. When all said and done, I've just been a lot luckier with cryptids. I want to believe in ghosts so bad, and I can't rule out the possibility that there really are true hauntings out there, but if there are, I sure as heck haven't seen any myself. Werewolves I kind of lump in with cryptids. I'd be shocked if there actually were people out there who turn into animals, but werewolf lore lines up pretty well with the great beast genre of cryptid. As for demons, I don't know. I honestly don't even want to consider the possibility that they exist, because if they really are out there, jeez, a lot of folks are doomed to an eternity of flames. So let's hope all that's just bunk, am I right? What about aliens? Sorry. Don't even get me started. Did you see those UFO videos the government declassified? Aliens are definitely real, and they have absolutely visited Earth. I believe in aliens way more than I believe in cryptids. I adore my sorry, it's Gretchen now speaking. I adore my darling Stella, but she gets the strangest ideas in her head these days. Ever since her parents went away, she's been more and more foolhardy with all this critter nonsense. You don't see me hunting aliens out here because we know they're real. Ooh. Let's go book smart. I like being book smart. I do believe aliens exist, but I'm not too sure they visited Earth. The chance that anything beyond a single-celled organism exists anywhere close enough to realistically travel to Earth, combined with the even smaller chance of those life forms existing at the same time as us, combined with the even smaller chance that these organisms have invented and perfected space travel to the extent that they can actually or casually visit other worlds. Yeah, I think out of game, there's something called Drake's equation, where it's calculates the possibility of planets that are habitable to alien life, or the possibility that alien life exists, or something like that. It's really distinct. You should look that up outside of when you're watching these videos. Those chances are low. Let me just say that much. Low, but not zero. Wink. Anyway, agree to disagree, but I've heard some neat stories. I know someone who knows somebody who heard a story from this trucker in Fayetteville. His truck stopped in the middle of the road, just shut down completely, even though he had a full tank of gas. And suddenly it looked like daylight outside. He could see cows out in the fields, birds in the sky. Then this metallic egg thing appeared, floating in front of his truck. He passed out, and when he woke up, he was missing one of his pinkies. It was like it had never even been there. It was just smooth skin where a pinky should be. I know it's a secondhand source, but there's plenty more like it, and if they are true... Maybe it was a sleep paralysis, could have been the government, I'm still skeptical. Maybe I could come around on this. Eventually, if there's more proof. Oh, do I ever have more proof? Once we're back in civilization, I have a stockpile of videos and interviews that'll blow your mind. Has anything bad ever happened on these hikes? You know, just curious. Let me think. There was that time back in early high school when Reese fell down a cliff, but he was fine. We had some folks from town rig up a pulley to get him out of the ravine, and his leg only took a couple months to heal. All in all, not too bad. Though I guess there was also that time where I was kind of out here alone and kinda got stuck in a cave. I was getting great footage of what I thought was a family of wampus cats, but I wasn't able to wiggle my way back out. Turns out that the wampus cats were actually skunks who very much did not appreciate me blocking the entrance to their hidey hole. And instead of running for help, Gretchen just sat outside bored in tears. Lassie, she is not. As if I made sure to give those nasty little skunks a piece of my mind, that's what I did. And I kept still a company, just as she would for me if I decided to hide in a hole for hours. It took about an hour to get loose, which was pretty intense, but a few tomato juice baths later I was right as rain, so it could have been a lot worse. Oh, and there was that time I accidentally stumbled onto old Duke's property and nearly got my head shot off. But that happens to everybody sooner or later. I'd barely count it. So yeah, these hikes aren't all that dangerous, all things considered. I'm not sure. What's the weirdest thing you've seen out here, other than anything cryptid related, of course? Oh gosh, that's a good one. Let me think. Well, there's always that deer I saw stealing baby birds out of a nest and eating them. That was pretty messed up. But I think most people know about that these days. I've seen tons of videos of other deer doing it, so I'm not sure it counts as weird anymore. Oh, Tetanus Lake. That's definitely the weirdest. It's a 5-foot deep, 30-foot wide pile of old cans and bottles and assorted garbage, with grass and trees growing on it, so you could barely tell it was there until you stepped on it. It was practically solid ground with how much it had been compressed, but you could still fall through if you weren't careful, hence the name. Better be up on your shots if you want to mess around in there. It's all stuff from the 50s too, which is super neat. I salvaged a few bottles that I keep on my dresser as a little souvenir. Are you really expecting to find anything? What are the chances we actually run into a skunk ape in just one night filming? That's fair. We are hunting a creature that stayed hidden from humans long enough to gain a mythic reputation. What are the odds of something like that popping out to star on my little YouTube channel? But hey, chances are never zero, right? Did you hear that? Oh, calm down, Gretchen, you old mutt. Oh, Duke, you rascal. Same to you, Stella. You're always jumping at nothing, girl. Phew, sorry for getting spooked, Duke. I thought you were some creature of darkness. Nah, girlie, just old Duke. Now what the hell are you looking for way out here? Skunk ape. Sorry, I asked. And who's this you've suckered into coming with you? Wait a tick, you aren't... Is that... Yep. I see. Welcome to the holler. My condolences. I'll keep you in my prayers. Another stranger, another opportunity for a salty introduction. Well, you take my nuts. Hold out the slippery bag. It's grown quite fragrant since you first put it in your rucksack like the scent of old beer. Be pretty sure that's what it's supposed to smell like. Roll peanuts from your backpack? Nah, I'm all set, thank you. I'm still more than happy to take them off your hands. Now, both of y'all head on back to town, you hear? It's best you steer well clear of this area tonight. I'm out dealing with my own critter and won't be too appreciative if a couple fools with a camera scare away the more sensitive wildlife. What are you hunting tonight? Something tall and hairy? Something musky? You see anything like that recently? Wouldn't you like to know? You never could stay in your business, Stella Richmond. Put that damn camera down. Oh, come on, Duke. Maybe I could help out. I'm pretty good at tracking. You know I learned from the best. That you did. But I've yet to see a shred of proof that you listen to any of it the way you tromp around the woods at night yelling about chunka-bungas or what have you. Something's been getting at my chickens. I've lost 3 this week and can't afford to lose many more than that. I'm so sorry to hear that. But, I wonder if Skunk Ape has a taste for chicken. Now see, this is why I don't come to you about these things. It ain't no Skunk Ape, whatever the hell that is. I know exactly what this is, but I know you won't believe me if I tell you. Oh, Duke, you don't think it's... I do, actually. It's those damned mountain lions. They're out there, Stella. I don't care what your little investigation turned up. You haven't been out in these woods as long as I have. Those sons of bitches are sneaky. Of course you wouldn't find any in one night of tracking. And I know for a fact that's what's been getting at my chickens. It couldn't be anything else. I'm telling you, man, mountain lions are extinct in these parts. There hasn't been an actual sighting since the 1990s, and even those were iffy. It's true. There are mountain lions out here, sure as sin. They pee on all the best trees. I can't believe you go out there on your YouTube saying some river monster spotted by a couple school-aged Boy Scouts has been 100% confirmed yet. Appalachian cougars are some kind of far-fetched fantasy made up by geezers like me. You make me look like a fool. I read those comments people were posting on your video. They were calling me all kinds of names, just for seeing things with my own eyes that I know to be true. I'm sorry, Duke. I didn't mean to sick anybody on you. I just don't think it's plausible. You'll eat those words when I come carrying a mountain lion corpse out of these woods at dawn. And if you two don't want a face full of buckshot, I suggest you run home and stay out of the woods tonight. Can you just buy more chickens? Okay, let's go. Don't kill that mountain. And if you find a mountain lion, don't kill it. If there are any in the Appalachians, they'd be highly endangered. Killing one might actually be a crime. At the very least, it's a crime against nature. I am very much the kind of protect the animals if possible, so yeah. But I do understand the logic of wanting to protect the chickens. A crime... Duke is sick. A crime, and what about the crimes they committed against me and my chickens? Ain't murder one of the worst crimes you can commit? I'm just serving justice where it's due. An eye for an eye, a life for a life. Can't you just use a tranquilizer or something? Killing another animal isn't going to make things right. It won't bring your chickens back, it'll just cause potential extinction of a subspecies. Oh, right. Let me just go to my truck and get my tranquilizer gun and prescription-grade darts. Are you kidding? I don't have that kind of shit lying around. I do. My parents used to have stuff like that sometimes. My mom could write prescriptions for the darts, and I still have a box of them in the shed. They're probably pretty old by now. I don't know how long they're supposed to be effective for. And there you have it. It's kill or be killed tonight. And if you ain't careful, you'll wind up in the middle of it. So go on then. Go on home. Fine. I see you won't be moved, and I respect that. Come on, Snowy Nerdy. Let's go back to town. Maybe my viewers won't be too angry with me. About time. Have a nice night, y'all. As you and Stella return to the trail, she carefully looks back the way you came. Okay, the coast is clear. There's no way we're letting Duke edge us out that easy. Come on, I know a trail that'll let us get around him. Let's see. Yes, I knew you wouldn't give up on the hunt. Never. And trust me, we don't have anything to worry about from old Duke or a shotgun. I've gone out hunting with him before. The man sounds like a truck crashing through the trees when he walks. Even if we do cross paths, we'll hear him long before he catches wind of us. The trail's just up this way. Let's go. All right, this looks like a good shot. Mind holding the camera? She hands you the camera and takes position. Ahem. As night falls, my new assistant, the mysterious Snowy Nerdy, and I find ourselves on a high hill in the Blue Ridge Mountains, where we'll begin our hunt for the elusive yet pungent skunk ape. So yeah, Blue Ridge Mountains, we basically narrowed this down to like Tennessee and North Carolina, basically. Though mostly encountered in Florida, this possible relative of Bigfoot has been spotted all along the southeastern edge of the United States, including right in this very county. And I don't know if you can hear it when you're watching, but there's a little bit of like a bell going off. It happens every hour on the hour at this hotel for some reason. So I'm just kind of stalling until then. Or until it, stops so we can continue. Here's hoping we get a glimpse tonight. We'll check back once we're on the trail. Until then, stay searching, Stellars. And keep digging, Gritches. I can take that camera off your hand for now. We'll be able to start the tracking scenes once the sun sets all the way. In the meantime, we get to take in all of this gorgeous scenery.
Did you guys hear that bell?
Let's see. I love the biodiversity up here. I'm so used to only seeing pigeons and rats. I can't wait to whip out my copy of Guide of the Birds and Wildlife of Western North Carolina and go to town for identifications. Look at me, Ornithologist of the Year! Oh, so you're a bit of a bird watcher. I hear bird watchers go wild for cardinals. And they're a state bird. Somebody's knocking, some nonsense. So you're in for a great week. You'll get an eyeful of all the angry little red birds your heart could desire. Your quiet moment with Stella is broken by a loud percussive snort. What was that, a deer? Oh no, the skunk ape has found us. It's Duke back with a shotgun. Run. Death has come for me at last. Goodbye, cruel world. That's what I thought when somebody came knocking on my door just now. Pranking me doing filming my hotel room. How rude. I've seen videos of them making that spooky little warning snort, but I've never heard it in person. Sure was. Let's check it out. As you and Stella hear the footfalls of animals retreating into the woods, she reaches for her flashlight. Aw, dear! A single deer remains behind, staring down the beam of light while Gretchen whines and pulls at her harness. Pain, rot, decay. A deer! Let me at him! How dare he infringe upon my dearest Stella's personal space? Let me at him! And then it's gone. Jeez, Gretchen, calm down. You're gonna hurt yourself. Oh my, it seems I was consumed by a blinding rage. How very unladylike. What must you think of me? She cannot handle deer. When she gets like this, I usually have to pick her up and hold her. She has a bad habit of slipping her harness when she wants to go after something. You're too much of a potato, and they don't make harnesses to fit potatoes, do they? Ooh. Let's talk to Gretchen. I think that deer was threatening us or warning us. Oh, I guess it was more about talking to the deer. Oh yeah, because it talked about pain, rot, and decay. That thing on its face. I bet it was an abscess, maybe a tumor. It's not like wild animals can get those taken care of, so they just get bigger and bigger. Poor thing. But there's not much we can do about it. Why did you bring Gretchen with you? She doesn't seem like the safest choice for a hiking companion. Excuse you? Though, after that outburst came over me, well, I suppose I can see the merit of your concern. I actually found her to be quite the opposite. Sure, she wants to chase stuff, but I usually let her when I'm not on one of my cryptid hunts, so I can't hold that against her. I'm just happy she's still so feisty, even at her age. Pugs aren't exactly known for their good health, but here she is running around in the woods at 17. And I feel like the fresh mountain air and exercise have helped a lot in that regard. You defy the laws of nature, don't you, Gretch? Well, I got my heart rate up. I'm so ready for the hunt. Same for me. How about we take a quick snack break to fuel up, then we get right into the night's activities. I've got all the best trail snacks. Alright, so I think that's probably a good time. I don't know if there's anybody else that's gonna, come trying to burst into my room or something, but we went ahead and got a little bit of progress made. So I'm going to go ahead and save the game right here. It should be about a little more than an hour. And I am really looking forward to a little bit more of this. Met a couple of characters, broke out a couple of accents. That's always fun. I don't know exactly what kind of, when I might record my next video in this series, but it's definitely one that I'm going to want to revisit at some point. If you like this, please let me know. It's been my first time trying out a kind of visual novel aesthetic. Like I said at the start of the stream, I really like this kind of genre of game, so I would love to play a little bit more both of this and in general. But if there's anything else you would like to play, of course, hit me up in the comments as always, or social media if you prefer that. As always, remember to like, comment, subscribe, check off all of those fun boxes that you gotta check off. Remember to stay engaged, stay cool, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye!